The self. The self is what we are, but we are not the body. The self is what we are, but we are not the body. Remember this. We are not here to advise you on how to manage your worldly life. The one that sustains you does everything by itself. For example, for 9 months when your parents didn't know you and you didn't know yourself, that consciousness from within the fire of the womb protected you and managed everything for you. Then in the 10th month it brought you out as a child. One who has surrendered and realized the self. Realizing one's own self is self-knowledge. Such a person worships God through this understanding. My parents did not know me and I did not know my parents. Even so, that one nourished and protected me. It created this beautiful body and all the sense organs within it. The one who arranged all this spontaneously, without asking me, without my knowing. Back then, I had no capacity to know anything. Even then, it took care of everything for me. That is my self. That is my guru. That is my God. A rare soul knows this. This faith, this unwavering conviction, is found only in one among a million. He holds on to that ancient remembrance. My parents did not nourish me back then. There it nourished me and gave me form. Safely, from that space of just a few inches, 7, 8, 9 pounds of flesh, my body was brought out. Whose art and skill is this? I surrender to that self. I consider that self my guru. And I worship that guru. Remember, if you ever, by the grace of the guru's word, place your faith in the self and become one with the self, your nourishment and protection happen in this very same way. Remember this. How does it happen? For 9 months, without anyone knowing, it nourished and protected me. It created a beautiful, healthy, and pure body. How clean it was kept. How much charm was filled in it. Anyone who saw the baby would pick it up and kiss it. But for how long? Only as long as its childhood innocence remained. Later, it changed according to its own mind. Then nobody feels like kissing it, but a rare soul arrives at this faith. Myself alone sustains me, and it is the doer. I have complete faith in it. I am formless. I am the luminous divine. I can feel my own presence, my own fragrance. The knowledge of my being is present within me. I am Vasudeva, the self in all. Instead of remembering this, one does whatever the mind says. For the ignorant, the mind itself is the guru. The mind sustains the ignorant, while for a devotee the self sustains. Self means God, God means self. Self means guru. Self means Brahman, the absolute. He knows it in this way. It is difficult for you to have such unwavering faith. Such unwavering faith is hard to come by. Someone might have it, it's not impossible, but what about the rest? Whatever the mind says or speaks, you should not accept it. The power of this Maya is infinite and boundless. That Yagamaya divine power is sustaining me. Remain with this remembrance. Reject what the mind teaches. The Supreme Self in its ultimate form is stainless and formless. It is the most revered and worshipped. It is saying, do not consider yourself to be what the mind says you are. Consider yourself according to the Guru's words. I am formless, I am changeless. I am pure, I am sacred. I have no birth or death. If birth and death were real for me, I would have been aware of them. I would have remembered them. If birth and death were real, I would have some knowledge of it. I have no such knowledge. Therefore, there is no birth or death for me. The Guru's word is the proof. By the Guru's word, whatever the mind says, that is not what I am. The mind gives various interpretations, but I am not that. So what am I then? The mind has defined me as man or woman through the body's form. But the pure consciousness, the self within the body, is clearer, more pristine, and vaster than the sky. I am that self. The mind considers me to be the body. I am not the body form. Teach the mind in this way. Then one becomes free of the mind. He is no longer according to the mind's dictates, but according to the Guru's word. One who has transcended the mind is mindless. For one who has transcended the mind, the same power that nurtured him for 9 months continues to do so. The one that nourished you in the womb and kept everything perfectly arranged and gave you that charming form. When did this happen? When you were not under the mind's sway. At that time you were not subject to the mind. You had no experience of the mind. The mind is nothing but thoughts that occur to you. When thoughts arise, they keep talking to you and you keep talking back to them. And you believe all your activities are based on what those thoughts say. What is the mind? It's thoughts that occurred to you. Is it not so? The thoughts that occur to you, that is the mind. Now remove the word mind, just call them thoughts. Now those thoughts. Whatever they say, take only what is essential and useful and set the rest aside. It's like when someone visits at an inconvenient time. Namaskar. Similarly, all the thoughts that come to you and tell you something, they just consume the precious time of your life. A thought comes and you get lost in that same thought, that same thought. Even your work stops. Recognize this. Immediately reject that thought. Whenever it comes, just reject it. As I said yesterday, a thought comes and gossips about someone, tells their story. Just put the receiver down. That thought comes and says, he is like this, she is like that. He does this, she does that. Put the receiver down. Don't listen to it. Don't wise people do this. They don't even speak, they just hang up. Isn't that right? They just put the receiver down. Adopt this practice. Thoughts that are not nourishing for you, that indulge in slander, gossip, and so on. They sit and tell all sorts of troublesome stories. It is your own thought, not someone else's, that has been given the name mind. The self, you, Brahman, and the Guru are all one and the same. A single person is given many names like uncle, brother, etc. A single woman is called aunt, mother, etc. Similarly, this self has many names, yet that self is our own true form, our very being. Even the letter I, set it aside. When the letter I is set aside, what remains is we, a pan. We means consciousness, not the body. Without that consciousness, without us as consciousness, what value does the body have? When the body's meaning. When the body ceases to move, people say he died. We witness each other's death. At that time, the one that operates the body protects the body, the one that guards the body, the life force prana and the quality of beingness. That life force, when that life force leaves the body, did the life force die? No. The beingness was the witness of the life force. When the life force left the body, that beingness was liberated. It became attributeless nirguna. It was liberated right there and then. Who? The consciousness, which is the sense of knowing. One who has made this his own through the Guru's word has no experience of death. The birth that happened, even that he recognizes as unreal. I have a body, he understands this. The birth through which it came is not real, and the death that comes is also not real. Such becomes his conviction in the self. Do not be subordinate to the mind. Meaning, do not be subordinate to all the thoughts that arise. Use those thoughts only for necessary work. If thoughts come from anywhere, just set them aside. There is peace. Here with you there is no thought. What is there? Peace. Where there are no thoughts with you, what is there? Peace. The mind holds on to the idea that the body's form is our form. But to that thought say, the body is not my form, I am the self, I am formless, I am changeless, free of modifications. Say this to that thought and tell it to go. When this begins to happen, then there is living samadhi. Living samadhi means joy and contentment. Where thought has been separated, pushed back, where the mind has been pushed away. The state that remains after pushing the mind away is living samadhi, the supreme natural state. The saints and sages have given it importance. It is one's natural state. Mindless means thoughtless. That is the supreme state, the highest natural state, atama sahajavastha. There you will never be stained. It cannot be touched by any impurity. Whoever attains this state of self. You say you are the body because of the mind's insistence. The mind makes you remember sorrows that don't exist, conflicts that don't exist. It remembers the faults and virtues of others. It remembers others' hatred. Anger arises. All such things happen because you have made the mind your guru and you accept the mind's words as your own. That is why you must suffer. Save yourself from this. Atma chit gana. Chit means knowledge, and gana means dense like the sky. Gana means dense like the sky, but you wouldn't usually call the sky dense. The sky is not torn anywhere, it is continuous, seamless. Compared to the sky, the self is more subtle. The self knows the sky. But the sky does not know the self. You should understand this. It means you know the sky. The one that knows the sky, that is chit, which means knowledge, and it is dense gana. It is denser than the sky, so say the wise. It is denser than the sky, so say the wise. Atma chit gana. Knowledge is its true quality. Knowledge means chit, chit means awareness, awareness means knowledge. But it is solid like the sky, it is dense. The sky, though dense, is subtle. Being subtle, it is soft. It is subtle, it is soft, it is clear. It is subtler, softer, clearer, and more pristine than the sky. Even if you try to paint the sky, the color won't stick. If you try to paint it black, it won't become black. Similarly, the self which is separate from the mind, which is not as the mind dictates, that self is conscious density chit-gana, pure and pristine. It is softer than the sky, more subtle than the sky, cleaner than the sky. And that self is what we are. If I say I, it carries a sense of ego, but if I say we, a pan. If I say we, the flaw of identifying as male or female does not arise. Saying I can bring that flaw, but we, the state of knowing, the state of understanding, that very state of understanding has become luminous. Waking, sleeping, and the state of knowing. Together they are we. Waking, sleeping, and the knowingness have been created, have appeared. This is given the name birth. However, according to the Guru's command, the mindless self is what we are. Then it has no form, no name. Whatever name you give, that becomes your name. We are not the body, the consciousness within the body is what we are. So the body's name and the body's form are not you. Then what are you? Can you tell me? Can you describe it? Pay close attention to this, and be like that. Then, according to your worthiness, your knowledge will become luminous. Whatever one is worthy of, whatever one's nature is, whatever one's mind is, accordingly, that kind of intellect is formed in him. And his conduct follows from that. Now here the self is chit-gana, but by considering it to be the body, various attacks upon it have become possible. Though it resides in the heart through the mind's influence, the mind's saying becomes our saying. The mind says, I am a woman, so I am a woman. It says, I am a man, so I am a man. The mind's identity is with the body, not with the self. The mind can know only up to the body, the mind cannot know the self. Remember this. And the knowledge of your being, this is the self. Moreover, since it is formless, it is neither small nor large. If there is a form, then it can be small or large. But for something that has no form, how can you call it small or large? So it is subtle like the sky and boundless. Just as it is subtle, it is also boundless, meaning it is abundant. The word for that is all-pervading. This abundance is called the all-pervading self. It means it does not come or go. But when body consciousness and mind become one, the flaw of coming and going applies to it. When this body consciousness and mind are one, it even remembers birth and death. That is your nature as the body-mind, not the self's. One who realizes, I am separate from the mind's concepts, the mind's dualities, the mind's actions cannot touch him. When you become one with the mind, something good or bad is bound to happen. But if you are separate from the mind, all coming and going has stopped. This is what the mind says. The self does not say this. The body is my form, the body's name is my name. This is what the mind says, not the self. Due to losing awareness of our true self, we take the mind's words as our own. That's why day by day we experience sorrow and happiness feels like just a fleeting mark. In this world for you, happiness is experienced as if it were just a mark, while the rest is an experience of suffering. Moreover, the suffering the mind causes when you are alone is greater than what you would experience even in a physical fight. Mental pain is greater. Therefore, the mind sees the self in the form of the body. But you are not as the mind says. Remember this. You are formless, pure, pristine. By my light I can know whether the sun and moon are dull or bright. This shows how sacred, how pure it is. Who? The self, which is us. How luminous is this light? Yet the one who knows that even this light is dim is your own self-light, isn't it? Is there anything purer than the light of the self? Any object, whether it is stained or clean? Who gives that assessment? The light of the self. It means the self, though formless, is luminous and pristine. The self is purer and more pristine than any light. Remember this, and keep this in your awareness. The mind cannot know any of this. During the day, do whatever you need to, but at the very least at bedtime, remember the self. The self is so pristine, all-pervading, sacred, pure, and that is what we are. And that is what we are. Knowing that this is what we are, go to sleep. Sleep peacefully, but at least while sleeping, remember the self. Do not remember the mind. The mind is saying it. This is what the mind is saying. The experience of the body, that is us, so says the mind. Remember this. And to say so is the cause of suffering and the cause of repeated births, so it has been said. Now if you realize that you are separate from it, from the mind, the birth that happened to you, even that will become unreal. A Brahmin in a dream became an outcast. Then he cannot touch another Brahmin. But why did this happen? It happened because of the dream. It happened because the identity changed. In dreams, identity changes. And after that change happens, we consider ourselves to be of a different caste, a different religion. Due to identification with the body, the pure intellect has become blind. Now you listen every day. You believe in God. It's not that you don't believe in God. Everyone believes in God. Even though you believe in God, the remembrance of God, the recollection of God, meditation on God. If you do this even for a moment, the sins and merits of your entire life will be wiped out. In what way? In this way, by my light I know the sun and moon. The light of the sun and moon varies in brightness, but my light is truth. Do it just for a moment, even if nothing else, at least while sleeping. I am formless, changeless. And then go to sleep. All the flaws of the body that occurred during the day will disappear. However, this meditation should be done at the right time. This meditation is not of another, but of your own self. That which is called meditation and knowledge is of your own self, not of some stranger. It is called Brahman. It has many names and forms, but the meditation is of your own self. The name is of your own self. Whose right is it over this? Among humans, whose right is it? Whose authority is it? It belongs to one's own true nature. Do not forget the dharma of your true nature. Engage in worldly activities as much as you want. But if you accept the dharma of your true nature, then upon you, all kinds of calamities will dissolve on their own. Were there not countless calamities in the womb? Who resolved them? And who saved you from them and brought you out? It is that self. So now awaken your self-confidence. The self is formless, beyond sin and merit, luminous of its own true nature. The sovereign of its own nature, it is sovereign and complete. Live with self-confidence. Whatever meditation you do, meditate according to what you have heard of the self. How should this meditation be done? It should be of your own self. To abide in the self is one's true dharma, swadharma. Our guru also told us the same thing. To abide in the self is the dharma of the self. To live according to the mind's dictates is a downfall.